90,000 Americans are missing at any given time. 90,000 families left without answers. One dentist in Great Falls is trying to help answer those questions, providing closure for one family at a time.
Our Allison Cummings is in studio and tells us how this dentist detective solves decades-old mysteries.
Have you ever heard of forensic odontology? Well, it's defined as using dental science in investigations. But here in Montana, you can define it as Dr. Johnson, who is the only man in Montana who uses teeth to identify human remains.
So this is actually that of a jawbone that was involved in a fire.
It's something you see on television crime shows, but it's work that's taking place in dental labs across the country, identifying someone by their teeth.
Generally what happens is I'll get a box from the state crime lab or from a county coroner, and in it will be some dental remains.
From there, Dr. Johnson has to sign a chain of evidence letter describing what he received. The material is then x-rayed and compared to dental records of missing people.
So when we identify human remains, we actually look at the shape of the pulp chambers, we look at the shape of the filling. This particular pin retention will be unique for that particular tooth.
Dr. Johnson tells me that teeth are relatively resistant to destructive forces, making them a great source to use in investigations. Sometimes it's the only chance of identifying a victim.
And then you compare that with the antemortem, and you don't need a lot of teeth to make identification. You just need to have certain points of uniqueness to compare to.
The biggest game changer for forensic odontologists became a database called NamUs. There you can compare missing people with unidentified remains to see if there's a positive match.
Forensic dentistry started for Dr. Johnson when he was in the military. While he served, he identified fallen soldiers from Iraq and Afghanistan. From there, his career took him to Montana, where he has worked on several cases.
It's a story in itself.
Get this, forensic odontologists are so rare that several sheriff's offices and coroners around Montana only use Dr. Johnson. Brittany Hogan, who is the Lewis and Clark County coroner evidence technician, described him as a Montana hero.
It takes a certain person to want to do it. You have to have that drive to name the unidentified, give them their names and give them their life back in a way.
It's a lot of hard work, but something that Dr. Johnson says is worthwhile.
It's always nice to be able to do something for the county and for the people here to provide closure.
Some of the other things Dr. Johnson does as a forensic odontologist include looking at bite patterns caused by dogs. He also uses forensic dentistry in Medicaid or insurance fraud cases. In studio, I'm Allison Cummings, Montana, right now.